So here I am just chilling out at the Ramblin' Roots Hostel, and today I asked them two questions basically. I said, so we are a little over 2 weeks into the trail, and I'm curious because there are some things that I have learned while out hiking on the trail, and I'm wondering if you have learned some things too and things that you would do differently. So first I asked them, what is one item or maybe something that you brought that you're like, I need to send this home or switch this out, or maybe, man, I wish I would have brought this item. And then the second question was, what is something that you did that you're like, man, I can't believe I did that. That was just plain dumb. What was I thinking? Because I don't know about them, but I know I've done both of those things. There's things that I brought that I was like, I need to switch this out. And there are things that I've done that were just plain dumb. So, and these guys had some good ones. So I thought, we've learned and we've grown in just over 2 weeks, and I thought maybe you could learn from things that we wish we would have done differently. So here you go. Okay, Peel, I have a question for you.
Okay.
We are over 2 weeks in on the AT, and I'm curious if you could have sent one thing home, or if you had sent something home, or if you wish you would have brought something, what would it be?
It was my boots. I had the, I guess I wouldn't name brands. They weren't waterproof, but they were boots, low-cut boots, and I thought they had a big enough toe box, but they did not. And on the downhill, my toes were feeling it. And so I switched to these Tocos.
Topos, yeah.
They did a Neil Gap, and it was miraculous recovery for toes.
Awesome.
And haven't wanted to change back in any way from the waterproof perspective and everything. So that's the one thing I wish I started out with trail runners in the first place.
Good. All right, well done. Same question, Mighty Quinn. How would you answer?
A 10 degree quilt instead of a 20. I had a liner. The liner worked, but it became a weight thing. So I had to return it. Now it's getting a little colder. I wish I had a liner again.
Yes.
So if I had a 10 degree quilt, I wouldn't need it.
Yes. All right, Train, same question.
Same question. Yeah, I did send a few things home, some clothes, I brought too many clothes, and a couple of electronics. But overall, I've been happy with my gear. I wish that I could get myself to pack less food.
Oof, good
I am still
answer.
carrying too much food. I know that I'm doing that, but that is still one of my fears. And I'm still kind of doing that. But hopefully by the time we get through the Smokies, I can put that aside and pare that down a little bit.
I feel that. Good answer.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to answer the question, and I brought a Swiss Army knife that I didn't need. The only reason I brought it was for the fingernail clippers, and I have yet to use it because at every hostel there have been fingernail clippers and I have not needed them. So is that gross? I don't know, is it? That I've been using the hostel's fingernail clippers?
It's not gross.
A little bit, yeah, but we're hikers and we
Well,
are
hikers, so who
gross.
cares? It's not.
So that's something that I don't think I needed to spend the money on or bring. Also, I'm going to add one to it. I bought a thermometer which did not work. It lied to me the entire time. So that was the first thing that I threw in the hiker box at Above the Clouds Hostel. So if somebody took it out of the hiker box and put it on your backpack, I'm sorry. I probably should have thrown it in the trash. So those are the things that I let go of.
So there are a few things that I got rid of that maybe I would have kept for the Smokies. I had a balaclava kind of hat, the super lightweight balaclava. Maybe I would have kept that for the Smokies. But that's it, really, as far as that question goes.
Okay, we'll stop there. And tell everybody your name, your new name.
I'm Girl Dad.
Girl Dad, I love it.
So my name's Woody. I do not have a trail name yet. They've tried to give me a few, but I don't know if I'm gonna take it yet. So the gear I switched out, I actually changed shoes about 50 miles in. I had a pair of Ultras, which I loved. And the day that we went through so many rocks and roots, they had a 0 drop, so I felt everything. I mean, I had no cushion or anything. So I bought I was gonna get a thicker pair of soles for a different Ultra, but I tried on some Topos that had really big sole, and so that's one I've been happy with. And I'm thinking about getting rid of my stove and trying to start
That's interesting.
just to drop some weight. I love my hot meals, but I'm probably getting ready to get rid of my stove.
That's interesting. I've been thinking about that too, so it's funny you said that.
I've been happy
All
with cold soak myself. The rack packs.
You've
been
been
happy
doing
with
it?
them. He's very happy.
That's awesome.
Rack packs, Pro Bar.
Okay.
Those are my things.
Interesting. Good to know, girl dad. All right, coach.
Hello, I'm Coach from Richmond, Virginia, and what is something that I would change? I haven't got rid of it yet, but there's a few things that I am getting rid of. I stopped using gaiters. I thought I was going to need them, but then I don't. Everybody says you need gaiters out here, but I never wear gaiters when I go normal hiking. I was like, oh, everybody needs gaiters, so
Same.
put on gaiters, and now I realize I don't like hiking with gaiters.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. The second thing is just to get rid of a couple like little odds and ends that I got rid of a lot of stuff sacks already, but I want to switch out my poles. That I had these ones I've had for like, I don't know, 5 to 6 years. They're the shock ones, so they have like give in them all the time.
Okay.
I don't want give in my poles when I'm going up these hills. I want,
You need something to pull you up.
yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna switch those out, but I'm gonna wait till I see my wife before I do that.
Second question. What mistakes have you made during the first 2 weeks on the trail?
2 mistakes. Yes. Not picking my feet up and looking for privies. Because when you look for privies, you're not looking at your feet, and bad things can happen. And the other mistake I made, which I've corrected because of Pops, was not having a pee bottle with me for night. Because getting up in the middle of the night to pee 3 times for guys like us is hard. So
Yes.
it makes that big savings.
I wish I didn't use bad language sometimes. I realize as I get older, I'm a little more cantankerous, and it's not my personality, but it might be just getting older. You know, like dementia's gonna happen sometime, but I'm trying to control it better. And I appreciate you guys not listen to me when I get that way, because it's not nice.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
That's great. Now, tell me something that you did that you're like, I cannot believe I did that.
There's 2 things.
Okay.
First is starting on February 23rd because it was so cold and windy that that was I didn't have a choice if I wanted my son to start with me because he was only with me for up to 3 days, and he's a fireman, so he had a limited schedule options, either 2 weeks earlier, 2 weeks later, and so that was that. But the other stupid thing is day 1, night 1, and these guys can corroborate this because we actually met on Springer Mountain. Was that we go to this shelter, and there are a pair of gentlemen without permanent homes that were there, and. Yeah, he's not homeless. He's home free. So he says everything. And I slept in that shelter anyways because it was so cold and it was so windy. That was probably the craziest thing that I was like, man, I can't believe
He
I did
came
that.
walking up to me that night, and he said, "Man, these guys don't have hiking clothes on."
So I mean, in the normal world, that's probably pretty reckless behavior.
Yeah, I understand. That makes sense. Okay. Okay. So, the first thing I did, and I think I already owned up to this in both of my videos, but I'll go ahead and tell you. First thing I did wrong was, and none of y'all told me I did this, is the last shelter that we were at, I set my tent up right underneath the privy. Did you realize that? I set my tent up right underneath the privy.
I thought about it while I was sitting in it.
That's one
Yeah,
mistake
wonder if I
I
can take a big
made.
enough one to All right, mistakes that I've learned or corrected or made was I learned from Kristen and Lori to put your head at the other end of the shelter because the mice in these shelters run along the walls. So Stay away from the walls. Put your head on the outside instead of up against the back wall. And yeah, you don't hear the mice as much at night, and you
That's
sleep
true.
better.
That is
so
true.
that's a mistake that I will correct or have corrected. Yeah.
And the second mistake I made, this guy helped me with, is that I threw my bear bag up into a tree which was covered in poison ivy. Yes, he helped me do that. But yes, so we did that together, you and me. But the good news is we did not touch the tree. No, and we were able to get the bag down without touching the tree. So, yay us. Okay, that's all I have to say.
Something stupid that I've posted is tried to video while I was crossing just a little creek, not deep, a few rocks. And I'm videoing, I was like, yeah, this is the one we just went over the bridge and slipped right off the rock and soaked 1 foot.
So Woody walks wherever he is filming. He walks in that direction.
And Josh says, every time I pull out the camera, watch your step. Watch what you're doing. Watch your step.
Oh my
Which
gosh.
he's helping me. So,
All right, Woody, tell us your channel so everybody can start following
it's
you.
at Woody Avant, all together, WODYAVANT.
Okay, good. Well, you should follow him. He's almost as funny as me. All right, okay. Girl Dad, tell me something you did that you're like, I can't believe I did that.
It was yesterday. The dumbest thing I did was yesterday. And
Sure it wasn't
just...
bad?
Yesterday was a learning experience because, you know, we've been doing this for a couple of weeks and we just hopped out. The weather felt kind of nice right here, didn't really think it through. And then we start hiking and it was freezing and the wind was blowing and I had no gloves, I had no hat.
Okay.
Everything's been a learning experience.
That's
It's all
right.
been lessons I've
Yeah, that we
loved
learn
every single bit
and
of
we
it.
grow from.
Absolutely.
Yeah.